You heard the latest?
Ooh, child, I knew that was true from the moment my auntie's friend's cousin sister told me.
The Talk. Here's what's trending.
In my opinion, Think Different TV's LaShia.
What's up, everyone out there? This is LaShia, creator of Think Different TV, which airs Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Think Different TV's Player Pass game show, which airs Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Think Different TV YouTube channel. And this is In My Opinion with Think Different TV's LaShia. Let's get into it. It's Sunday. Have you heard the good news? Monique's eldest son, Shalon Jackson, publicly apologized to his mother following a heated and public feud that took place in 2024, during which he had this to say.
But to address the Club Shay Shay interview that she did, where she states that she prays to the universe in regards to reconciling our relationship, as I stated, is odd. My mother and I both know that that is a very false narrative, and I would like to free her of having to continue telling that lie. Faith without work is dead, and neither one of us cares to put forth any effort to reconcile with the other. We are separate, as she put it, because she doesn't care to be my mother any more than I care to be her son. Neither one of us has had the desire to reach out to the other in a very long time, and I don't think that either of us anticipates that feeling ever returning. Speaking with my mother directly, in my experience, will either lead to some odd newfound moment of clarity in regards to how she was as my mother, or she retreats back to daddy to move forward with a conversation. And I'm tired of hearing my mother's truths.
The apology, delivered via a video, marked a significant turn in their contentious relationship. Shalon acknowledged that his actions, which included a series of critical videos targeted at Monique and her husband, Sidney Hicks, were a betrayal to their family. He attributed his behavior to mental health issues he was experiencing at the time. In his apology, Shalon expressed deep remorse for making their family issues public and for the pain he caused. He stated that he owed it to his family to make this apology public, given that he had initially aired their private matters on social media.
I want to start this off by showing my gratitude towards my family. The amount of patience and grace that they have all shown me, especially during times where I did not deserve it, is appreciated more than I can ever express in words. Making those videos a year ago was a betrayal against our family, and I have to take full accountability for it. Why I made the videos and how I was feeling at the time when I made them is irrelevant. I made them, and I shouldn't have, period. My family did not deserve the backlash that they received from what I said. Having a life's resume with your family as the one in the family who simply just can't get right, and then finally doing what you're supposed to be doing, didn't give me the right to feel self-righteous when I felt like they didn't notice. My mother and Sydney were very justified to address my mental health condition at the time. I just simply didn't like it. Taking accountability can be hard if I allow it to be. Bottom line, I was wrong, and I shouldn't have said any of what I said. I should have just kept my mouth shut and called my mother. Having that family discussion was hard, and it felt like I spiritually got jumped, but at the end of the episode, my family did pick me up and give me a hug. The love my mother has for her family and the way that she loves life is a testament to her husband. It's a very humbling experience when your little brothers have a valid reason to want to punch their older brother in the face. But it was my brothers who had the idea for us to have their conversation in person, which would prevent me from running from it. And even after they heard all the shit I put our mother through, they still gave me a hug, told me they loved me, and then we laughed for the rest of the weekend. Who they are as men and who they are becoming as men is also a testament to the caliber of man Sidney is and has always been since I've known him. My mother wakes up every day with a smile on her face and nothing but joy to give. And I take full accountability once again for taking that relationship away from my children. Now, watching her take pride in making my son's baby food from scratch, to baking chickpea chocolate chip cookies with my daughter, to being with me the first time my son went underwater in the pool, makes me so happy to have been so wrong before. Life does have a way of showing up for you, even when you don't want it to. Making the decision to go no contact with my family hurt me more than I could have ever imagined, which in turn trickled down to me not being the best man, father, and future husband that I could be for my family. For those that use my words as a way to further a narrative that my mother is difficult to work with, that her husband is controlling, or that she is anything like the character that she portrayed in Precious, I also apologize to my mother for the things that you said about her. If it wasn't for me running my mouth, y'all wouldn't have ran yours. For those that left comments telling me that at the time I should not have been saying what I was saying, I appreciate you for holding me accountable. Whew. I owe it to my family to make this apology public, due to the fact that I made our family business public. Though the road to family redemption is hard, I'm looking forward to it. For those that showed me support at the time, but also put up prayers for us to work it out, thank you. Now, these are some receipts that I'm very happy to share. Thank you for listening.
Shalon's video was met with a mix of reactions from social media users, with some praising the public nature of his apology and others speculating about its authenticity, suggesting it might have been scripted. Despite the speculation, Shalon's apology seemed sincere. This public reconciliation comes after a period of strain between mother and son, during which Shalon had accused Monique of being emotionally absent and of spinning a false narrative about their relationship. Monique, known for her outspoken nature, has not publicly responded to Shalon's apology, but she did post a collage of family photos with a caption reading "Grateful" shortly after the video went live, suggesting a positive reception to his gestures. And in other news, tragedy befalls the McKnight family. To bring you up to speed, Brian McKnight's fallout with his kids, particularly his eldest sons Brian Jr. and Niko, has been a public and contentious issue. The feud escalated in 2023 when Brian publicly disowned his 4 oldest children, referring to them as products of sin and evil. This statement sparked significant backlash and renewed public interest in the singer's family dynamics. Sad to say, Niko, who was estranged from his father, passed away on May 29, 2025, at the age of 32, after a brave 2-year battle with stage 4 cancer. His mother, Julie McKnight, confirmed the news via a statement on social media, highlighting Niko's talents as a self-taught musician and photographer, and the immense loss of his passing represents to his family and friends. The news of Niko's death was initially shared by his uncle Claude McKnight in a heartfelt TikTok video where he remembered Niko as a quirky and curious individual with a remarkable talent.
So all day, I said to myself I wasn't going to post about this. And as the day wore on, I realized that how could I not post about this? This morning I found out that my nephew, Niko McKnight, passed away. He'd been bravely battling cancer for the last 2 years or so. And I have a lot of feelings right now. I'm not going off a script or anything like that. I'm just going to be raw with how I'm feeling. Niko was one of those amazing kids who was quirky and curious and ridiculously talented. Amazing singer, an amazing guitar player, had a great eye, was a photographer. And just one of those kids that, at least in my estimation, was somebody you always wanted to be around. And so it really sucks that he's no longer with us. And I will also say, probably one of the reasons why I wasn't going to post about it is I post a lot of things, but I don't post a lot of really, really serious subject things, or certainly family things. And I wanted to post this about Niko, about his legacy, about how amazing he is, and not about what some of you may have heard about, the family drama that has existed for quite some time in our family. I'm not here to discuss that or to talk about how that happened or why it happened. This is not the time or the place, but what I will say is, in any situation, there's always at least three sides to a story. There's my side, your side, and the truth. And the truth a lot of times is somewhere in between. So here's the thing. I don't know exactly what was going on there. I know what I've seen. I know what I've heard from all parties involved. And I try not to judge. I just try to be as loving to each person as I can be, because apparently there's so much hurt going on, or was so much hurt going on, that a lot of things didn't get resolved. And again, I want to go back to Niko. I know that kid had a lot inside, a lot eating at him for a long, long, long time. That may have contributed to what happened with him. What I do know is he's out of pain now. And so I can rejoice in the fact that he no longer has to go through the chemo and the radiation and everything else. But I just want to uplift that young man and say we will see him again one day. I love you, Niko. Uncle Claude.
Claude's post sparked an outpouring of grief and criticism towards Brian McKnight for his public disowning of his children and his apparent lack of support during Niko's illness. Niko's relationship with his father was strained for years, with public feuds and allegations of emotional and financial neglect. Despite his health struggles, Niko remained active on social media, sharing updates about his cancer treatment and encouraging his followers. In his final months, he expressed a desire for reconciliation with his father, but Brian reportedly rebuffed these attempts, stating he couldn't arbitrarily express love. Brian McKnight has yet to publicly acknowledge Niko's death, maintaining his silence despite the widespread mourning and criticism from fans and family members. The singer's complex family dynamics, including his embrace of his newer family with current wife Leilani Mendoza while disowning his older children, have been a source of controversy and public scrutiny. It's so sad he was so young. Rest in peace, Niko. In my opinion, I really hope B-Mac is not this petty. Past videos have proved otherwise, so there is a strong possibility he is. Sadly, amends could not be met while Niko was alive. As a parent myself, the situation they went through is not enough that I would disown my child, let alone not be there in his final days. Their family dynamic consists of arguments and unresolved conflict. I remember that Brian Jr. went public to make amends with his father, but B-Mac wanted no parts. He was set in how he felt and made his choice. We are all spectators. We only know what they choose to show. But the picture I'm getting of B-Mac is not pretty at all. I wonder if he regrets his actions. We may never know. I hope he doesn't use Niko's death to play on the sympathy of his fans to slowly rebuild his fan base, because baby, it has crumbled. Even I, an avid fan at one point, wouldn't go to see him in concert now. As far as Monique and her son are concerned, I have mixed feelings. There's always two perceptions and one reality. If when he was growing up, he had a certain perception of his mother, he's entitled to have that. However, after Monique's Club Shay Shay interview, if he wanted to address the fallacies in her story, he should have called her and had a conversation instead of going on social media. It's hard to gauge if she would have listened or not. Sometimes Gen X parents are stuck in their ways, and if her perception is vastly different than his, I doubt that they would have been able to calmly discuss the situation. They'll never know, we'll never know, because it didn't go down that way. I'm glad that they are getting back on track as a family. That is most important. Sidebar though, let's normalize grown children being able to confront their parents in a respectful manner about the childhood trauma they have caused. Adults were once children, and things that happen when they are younger can affect them later down the line, having them exhibit certain behaviors. Also, let's normalize children not being considered disrespectful if they are bringing this to their parents' attention. Parents, be mindful of how you bring up and treat your children. And that was, in my opinion, with Think Different TV's LaShia. What's yours?